spotlight people creating change through simple, meaningful everyday actions. Today's episode is about community, purpose, and how one person journey can inspire cleaner and more conscious cities. Joining us is Soumyadip, whose work through plogging is creating impact on the streets of Kolkata. So, welcome, Soumyadip.
Hello, good evening, Poojaji, and nice to
Good evening.
record this podcast today with you. So before I start, I
I'm
want to, sorry,
Yeah, I'm glad as well. Could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
I am Soumyadip. So before I start, I want to just say one thing that I will say in Bengali and you will convert it to in Kannada, okay? পরিষ্কার হাওয়া পরিষ্কার শহর হচ্ছে আমাদের সব নাগরিকের অধিকার ক্লিন এয়ার ক্লিন সিটি ইজ every citizen's right. So in Kannada now.
ಸೊ ಶುದ್ಧವಾದ ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧವಾದ ಗಾಳಿ ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧವಾದ ಪರಿಸರ ಅಥವಾ ವಾತಾವರಣ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹಕ್ಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ and
Okay.
yeah, moving on, it was great to start. Soumyadeep, could you also please let us know that what interested you, because I know I met you in one of the blogging events. Then
Hmm.
what made you stick to it and continue it in Kolkata?
I think when you want to start something in the startup journey, something related to the green city and green environment, this blogging is a great way to start. I started in Bangalore for a similar reason where you get to connect with similar like-minded people. Similarly, I went my startup was in Nasik. I similarly tried to engage with several communities, similar communities. And then when I moved to Kolkata due to an accident, a few months back, there I was part of some volunteering events. This is again the same reason because I want to connect with like-minded people from the city. And there I got an opportunity to meet like-minded people and even the opportunity to start my own community henceforth because of a reel, because of a video that went viral. People reached out to me, and yes, that's how it all started.
That's great, that's also a sense of belonging, because as humans are social animals, you always want people who can relate to your ideas, or the crowd which also believes in principles and actions which you are oriented towards to. And that brings us to the
True.
next question, Soumya. Could you be okay to share, let's say, at point where and when did you actually feel that you have to do something in Kolkata?
It started my family background is in t-shirt manufacturing. So we have a warehouse full of garments that's in stock and piling. So from there, it all started with a single question what happens to this excess? And then it gone it was a loop of connecting the dots. Then I get to know the term called sustainability. Then I get to know what is greenwashing, how the brands greenwash currently, just having the label of eco-friendly, but then you get to know only the label is eco-friendly, the garment is made of polyester. So I think by connecting the dots, then dots, it all went a long way from Bangalore, then Nasik, and then to Kolkata. But that my starting point was a simple question: what happens to the excess? So that's from where I got the motivation to get into it, get started with it.
Yeah, and you mentioned about greenwashing, right? Because if someone is wondering what is greenwashing, I will just explain it in brief manner. Whenever we have a communication or a branding or a campaign from any brand or any company or
Mm,
organization, where they are trying to cherry pick the benefits towards the environment, and maybe underestimating or even not even explicitly stating the other negative impacts of the same, will definitely fall into the category of greenwashing, where you only want to show the brighter side of it and rather not the other side. So that's how we term a terminology called
mm,
greenwashing. And Soumyadeep, because I know you personally, I know that you had this incident or
mm,
accident, I would say, so which made you completely take a u-turn with all of your planned, let's say,
mm.
ventures, activities. So how did you cope up with that?
for cope up, I think having the positivity is important, because when you get a smack and you just hit the rock bottom, like from here you can just only try what you have never think and what you are trying, like what we are escaping from a long time. And when you get a smack, you know कि like अभी time आ गया, like now is the time, like if I get a single chance, I will again, like I will rebuild, or I will try to build what I was escaping from. And I think that smack, when I received that smack, rather going through that accident, I felt that moment ki from here just I have to start working on what I was escaping from. Like suppose content creation. Now I am starting to focus on content creation. Like speak my words out through my content ki what's happening, like how, and make people aware about the green city concept, sustainability. And that's what I am like work um, starting with, like recording the content. But for last 2 to 3 years, I was just escaping the loop ki like chalo theek hai kar lenge. I was part of a startup, but still content creation was something that was in the back of my head but never tried, like never got serious about it. But that's Mac, I think, gave me a direction, and that was much needed. And luckily everything is happening and connecting the dots in Kolkata also, like starting my own community of
Amazing,
bloggers.
because what happens to you is one part of the story, and how you
Hmm.
react to it is the second part of it. So I'm really happy seeing you how you have endured the pain and you actually wanted to make a new and fresh start. And I also like the way you said, like, once you hit the rock bottom, it is always
Hmm.
anything now is above and beyond, right?
Yes, true,
Yes.
true,
So,
true.
Soumyadip, what has this journey taught you about people, waste, and public spaces?
People, I will say, like most of the people, like if you talk to, they always want a better city for sure. But I think they don't get the opportunity to work for the city, or they feel कि like मेरा, like if I do alone, what will happen, like मेरा अकेले का करने से क्या फर्क पड़ेगा, and something like that. So I think these kind of communities, when they see, they also somewhere feel influenced कि like हाँ, like this change can happen. But of course there are also majority part of people who often tell कि like ऐसा करने से क्या ही होगा, like it won't make a major change. I think we are just following something कि हम लोगों को लगता है कि अभी as a citizen of India, like can gift ourselves and our future generations a better city. So this is just a process. Like this youth wave has just began, and I think it will go a long way. People who are connecting with it, they are of course in minor to the in ratio to who are against it. But slowly, slowly the wave is happening. That people are interacting with such events, and they are welcoming, because at the end of the day we compare our cities with foreign. We want to see ki like suppose our city will have a similar developed infrastructure as like London or USA, anything, but at the back of the end our infrastructure is somewhere this much neglected because of our fault only. They even like in the plugging, I am lucky enough to like talk with certain people who are in the like 60s or 70s. They even tell कि like we are the one who should have done this, कि हम लोग का जो ये generation को करना पड़ रहा है. So they also showed कि like they acknowledge कि हम लोग जो generation ये कर रहे हैं, अगर like if our generation would have done this, this generation might have seen a different future. So they even acknowledged our work. So that I think that motivated me and my even team. Like we are in our 20s. If someone from 60s is coming and telling ki, ha, like if we have taken the responsibility of that time, this city could have get something better. So I think that is what is motivating us to go ahead and like people like this, so that our future generation, we don't have to again repeat the same thing ki kash hum log, like if we have done this for our city, we are doing what's in our control. Next we'll try our best what we can get.
That's exactly the point, right? Like, it always
Hmm,
boils down to your responsibility, and are you
hmm,
accountable for the change which you want to see in the like city, country? Because it's very easy to comment, right? It's not my responsibility, or it is, let's say, the municipality or the corporation's
hmm,
responsibility to pick up the waste and clean it up. Of course they do play a role in it, but we
Mm,
also have to understand that each and every person has a role to play in this, right? How we keep our premises, and are we conscious enough, like how we are discarding our waste, are
mm,
we littering our other public places? So everything is a cumulative effect. Once you have, let's say, everything in place with in terms of the infrastructure, having proper dustbins at proper locations, and also the mindset the people carry, if we
mm,
can have a trend where people are really conscious about not littering, then
mm,
I think there is, it is not too far where we can see no paper or no rags and nothing of that sort on roads. We can more or less become that country where everything is clean, because
mm.
also the point is Indians are having this mentality of keeping premises clean. This has always been
Mhm.
there is nothing new,
Yes.
but only thing is they
Mm,
feel that it is not their house, or it is not their maybe like nearby surrounding, I don't know, because they have to understand that everything around you, surrounding you, is your
mm,
house. Need not be the place where you stay, the railway station where you sit up, or travel through the public
mm.
spaces, bus stand, and many such like public places is where we all commute every day, and maybe even use those public spaces. It is just us that taking the responsibility and doing the things.
True, true. I
So
think it all starts with just a single thing. So I was telling ki like it all starts with just a basic thing. Suppose when we eat a plastic wrapper, like chips or something, just put it inside your bag or inside the pocket. You don't have to like throw it inside of the road. Just that simple step can go a long way.
yes,
Mm,
yes. Thank you, Soumyadeep, for sharing your story and reminding us that change can begin with one simple action. Your journey is a proof that everyday efforts can inspire communities and create real impact. That's it for today's episode of Get Set Green. I'm your host, Pooja Arve. Thank you for tuning in to the conversations that matter. If this story inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, subscribe, and join our community of change makers. Together, let's keep purpose meeting planet one week and one story at a time. Until next time, stay curious, stay foolish, and let's get set to get green.